Greetings, every viewer. Switched up here. I have seen the new Aladdin of this 2019 of the live-action remake of the classic Aladdin. I can't say how much this movie were. Well, it wasn't that I expect to be. I mean, the special effects and all of that was just amazing. But I have to admit though, after I heard about this movie, before even it was announced which this character is going to be, for like who's going to play the genie, Aladdin, Jafar, and so many other characters, I had to admit it wasn't not the same as the original movie. Even if the same characters were most of the characters in the movie itself, but yeah, well, I'm not saying it wasn't not that well the same. The magic, the magic within the original movie was just perfect. But the magic, but isn't the same magic in the live action movie. Even some of the songs had been altered. I mean, come on. Why alter some of the most classic songs in this movie? But I have to say that when I first heard Will Smith was playing as the role of the genie, that took me off guard, literally. But I saw this new movie with my sister and her new boyfriend. But I had to at least say this movie was actually good, but it was not that good as I expected it to be. I mean, with all the new characters, I mean, saying the name of the Sultan to be, well, for her name, for her to be Baba, which is probably something. But one of the things, though, hearing about the Queen, at least Yasmin's mother, was killed. But in the original movie, we never heard about her. And also, in the original movie, we never heard about nothing about Aladdin's parents. Not until in Aladdin 3. But in this we heard his mother passed and his father also is gone. But other from that, there wasn't much more. But hearing more background story about Jafar, like he used to be someone like Aladdin, a thief, a murderer, and he was in jail for 5 years until he managed to somehow climb up in trusted circle to be the Sultan's most trusted advisor. And that was not expressed in it was never explained in the series in the original movie. But seeing Will Smith to be as the genie, unfortunately, it was not the same thing when we had Robin Williams to be the genie. Ever since he passed away 2014, it wasn't the same having Robin Williams to be the genie. If he was still alive, he probably could have been the perfect role for this live action movie for Aladdin. But I'm not saying that Will Smith is a bad character, is a bad actor. No, he's actually had done so many great movies over past many years. But I had to admit one thing though. It did actually show this new character as Genie a little bit more in in a way, actually, if you say from that point of view. So, yeah, I mean, this new genie character with Will Smith was not more. It was not the same thing, actually. Not the same feeling as when Robin Williams played the role of him. But Will Smith did actually play his role as the genie at a different level. He did. With a different level, but the same, perhaps not the same level of funny moment as Robert Williams, but close enough, I think. At least something like that. And the role as Aladdin, that perfectly hit. He acts like the original Aladdin, even if there's not the same dialogues in the movie itself, in the original movie, but this is very close enough to that. And Jasmine, well, not the same, because in the original movie, she was in the palace. She snuck out the palace to be on the market. But we're seeing her in on the market, ran into Aladdin at first, but when she was caught by giving some of the bread to the children, that is kind of close in the original movie itself. Even if the much on the movie itself, the new one, since the live action was way much differently from the original one, yes. But it managed to capture some or many parts as the original movie as much as possible, even if it's a live action. I mean, there is just so much. Like, for example, having Dahlia, Yasmin's loyal handmaiden, as it was new characters to be had been with her side for many years, and seeing her fall in love with the genie, even she didn't even know that he was a genie. But I have to admit, some new characters made this movie a bit more, a bit. It lifted up the spirit, even though that they didn't bring out much of the story as the original movie itself. Like at the end, where Jafar banished Aladdin to this, I don't know exactly where, maybe Himalayas, I think. But in this part, instead of a tower, he just like teleported to some remote icy landscape. I would probably guess maybe Antarctica, the South Pole. Who knows? I cannot be wrong with that. But much of this was actually very, very unbelievable. Yes. Much of this movie itself, but some of the storyline was very close to the original, but some of the others was way off this. I have to admit, even consider that this movie one of those would be a great movie that that I would see over and over. Well, consider from that, probably not. I've seen a movie and I likely won't see it that often as much I did with the original one. I haven't seen this kind of movie before because ever since they made a remake or at least a live action of Beauty and the Beast, Jungle Book, and now The Lion King and Aladdin, I mean, what is going to be next? They actually had, it seems, all the classic Disney movies will be live action. But when they do a live action of this classic Disney movies, it is like they almost like they're taking apart the soul, the spirit, and the magic in the original movie when they make a live action. It's not the same feeling. If they manage to bring some new songs and new little more different life story action, like bring some new part of story, which was never in the original one. But I have seen this movie decent okay. But even the new song that Jasmine sang when she was forced away from the guards, it actually really blew my mind. That song and the original A Whole New World, those two songs was probably the only two songs in the movie that I really enjoyed. Especially A Whole New World is one of my top favorite classic songs from Disney movies. But the new one with Jasmine was singing, that was not what I expected. But I have to say, this movie barely had two good songs, really. Even if it was a new one and an old one, but still they managed to get the whole new world in the same tone, in the same rhythm as the original movie. But overall, this would I seen this movie again? Probably, maybe, but not this is many times over and over. I could see the original movie over and over and over, but the new one, the live action, well, not so sure. I'm not so really much even as a big fan of the original Aladdin. But even if this part of this, I mean, even if the same genie in the original movie, he became free as Aladdin wished for, and he could be travel around the world, and so that was really really hilarious seeing that. But in this new one, we're seeing him, which they had some altered that, saying instead of be traveling around the world as a free genie, he turned into human. I mean, wow, that was not what I expected to see. But there's so much of this movie which had actually focused on the original parts in the original movie, but not much more original new ones. So overall, would I see this movie over again? Perhaps a few times more, but who knows? And for rating, if I had to give it a star rating, many would perhaps give it like 4 or 4.5 stars, but in this time, I would give it 1.5 stars. Perhaps, well, no, one and a half star is the max I can give in this movie. It wasn't the same as my childhood movie of the old times. Yeah. But if you have your own opinions about this movie, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is Switch Diablo over and out.